Well, good evening, everybody. How are we? Are we good? Don't know why I'm asking, because nobody can talk. Guys, as always, if you've got any questions or comments along the way, pop them into general chat for me. I'm watching that one as well. I think DJ probably is as well, so if you've got any questions or any comments along the way, pop them in there. We'll stop. We'll answer questions at the end of every kind of segment. We're good to go from there.
I'm indeed watching general.
And Sandy's good as well. Sandy, if you want to just talk, let us say unmute your mic. I'll hand over to you and you can have a chat. So since we're starting with Ark, we've got a lot of new Ark players. Sandy, do you want to introduce yourself and stuff, and we'll get you people to know you?
Yeah, sure. Hello. I'm one of the moderators. And if you ever need anything, just tell me, and I'll try to sort it.
Yeah, guys, Sandy's brilliant. She is the orange ninja that's around the most. She's pretty much here as much as we are. And if you've got any problems in Ark, Sandy is your go-to girl, and she fixes most of the problems in Ark that we can't do because we're busy putting out fires elsewhere. So, Sandy is... Go ahead.
Unique solution for fixing the problems, just bury them 6 feet under.
Yes. I think Sandy goes for more of an 8, because then, you know, they don't get found as easily. But yes, moving on, lovely. DJ, we've got some changes coming in Ark, I believe.
Yeah, just a really short list for Ark this week. Just a few minor things that we fixed. Good spot for the Tech Griffin on the Ark shop. We've now fixed the shop ID for that, so you can now purchase it if you do require a maximum level Tech Griffin. Another little one that was picked up earlier today, actually. Unfortunately, you will not be seeing any more shiny Euryptids after tomorrow's restart. I know, we will miss them. They will no longer be sparkly. They will no longer be level 180. And yeah, sorry about that. However, there is one shiny Euryptid on the cluster. It's not shiny anymore. It's kind of a muddy green, but it's hanging around somewhere. Just wanted to update you all on the whole breeding, mating, gestating, and all the other wonderful stuff that's been going on over the last week.
Sexy times.
Now, yeah. Now, I had a few complaints that by turning on the timer that says if you're offline for more than 24 hours, it will stop your dinos from breeding, was affecting other elements of the server, like gestation, maturation, all that kind of stuff. It's not. We've tested it, and it was purely a case of stasis has a problem with mammals that gestate, well, all mammals gestate, but with mammals that gestate, mutation pulses from the mutator and bringing them out of stasis. Because when something goes into stasis, it stops. When you arrive in that area and it comes out of stasis, the game does some clever jiggery pokery, works out what would have happened to that dinosaur or whatever during the time it was in stasis, and then tries to put it at that point of its development to account for all the time it's been in stasis. Clearly that's not working properly. So the only solution to that is to, if you're gestating animals and you want them to not go into stasis, you have to put them on wander. How you control those animals while they're on wander is completely up to you. But leashes, lots of rocks, the KBD tool that you can get, you can put in their inventory that allows them to, that makes them stop moving even while they're on wander. Hitching posts, all that kind of stuff works. However, the adverse effect of this is now that you're permanently keeping that area out of stasis, it puts more load on the server, which defeats the whole purpose of turning off the infinite breeding loop that we had in the first place. So use it wisely. We had some performance issues on Gen 2, narrowed that down. Again, due to the extreme dino count. We did try reducing the dino count on Genesis 2 down to 80% of what Wildcard have it set to. A lot of the dinos are actually under the mesh, including fish and God knows what. But however, that had an adverse effect of some of the rarer dinosaurs weren't spawning. So what we've actually done now is we've done it's a scaling performance change. The more people that pile onto Genesis 2, the range around which your character activates areas to bring them out of stasis will shrink. So when there's 20 players on the server, you'll be running at maximum range. When there's 25 players on the server, it then dips down to, say, 75% of the activation range, down to a minimum of 50% when there's like 30 or more players on the server. These are typical settings that are used by pretty much every major server owner out there to control performance. So that's what we've done. Also, we will be dropping the dino count on Genesis 2 back down to 80% of what it should be. So we'll be dropping it down from 52,000 minus 20%, whatever that happens to be. But the solution for the rare spawns, like the Reaper Queens and a few other bits and pieces, is going to be simple spawners. We will put in simple spawners for those to ensure that they are there in the quantities that they should be on Vanilla Ark. So that's kind of all that stuff. Let me just quickly check for questions. 153 new messages since I last looked at General. Wow, okay. Oh, no questions. Okay, moving on to the next bit to do with Ark.
No, hang on.
No.
Ned in general.
Oh, just got that.
Meshes and spawn blockers.
Maybe have a max amount of dinos breeding per tribe per map. There's not really a way of stopping that. The biggest problem that we have with performance is active creatures out on the map. And that we're resolving very easily. The breeding thing is completely under control now, because if somebody does leave an area out of stasis and they manage to continue breeding past the 24 hours, then our decay plugin will look for any babies that haven't been claimed in 30 minutes and it'll blow them all up. And I can see that right now. Somebody is trying to breed shadow mains on CI, and we've probably blown up at least 24, 25 shadow mains in the last 6 hours because they've overfilled. Yeah, that's you. Stop it. Turn them off. Because all you're doing is make. Yeah, you can. Okay. Yeah, stop them breeding and it'll stop them filling up. This is a perfect example of why we can't implement the things that people want. They're asking for more automation, more things to breed, more hatcheries and stuff like that, and we just can't do that while people are stuffing the server with babies. The reason the soul terminals are limited on baby catching is because every soul terminal has to sit there ticking over out of stasis, processing all of the checks to pick up babies, capture them and store them. Now if we have, say, 20 tribes on a map and they all start breeding and they all pop out their 50 babies every 2 hours or whatever it is, you then add another soul terminal into that mix. You've now got another 20 times 50 babies popping out all over the place, and you just lag the whole server out. Adding one soul terminal that allows for more breeding puts significant load on. Up the soul terminal limit, but limit the max capacity.
I think that might have the inverse effect that we end up with more babies being destroyed by the decay system.
So
we already have.
Yeah, all that does is delay the issue. Yeah, but I think the point that we're all missing here is more breeding unattended means more load and more issues. You add like another 20 tribes to a map and you all start breeding at max capacity, then it's not sustainable. Yeah, but you might not be Ned, but if we enable it for everybody else, then they will all use that facility as well. And 20 tribes all adding that load to the server creates the same problem.
I think Ned's issue is what he's saying is he's requiring the larger range so he can use his 2 to get to his other breeders that are slightly out of distance rather than more space. I think he's saying he's good for space, but can we up the range of the terminals a little bit? Can we do that?
The max range on those things is pretty big. Hang on.
I mean, with the range we've got at the minute, I can breed 30 gigas along with wolves and raptors, so I don't see what the...
Depends on your base layout is though, doesn't it?
Yeah, totally depends on how you build your base
You
to
know.
accommodate the breeding and the limits that are in place. Anyway, the whole breeding thing, that's resolved. There's no problem there. We've got automatic timers to turn off breeding if unattended for longer than 24 hours, and we kill any babies that are unclaimed and don't leave them just filling up the world. Problem there was things were constantly breeding. They were putting hundreds of babies into the world, and the babies were just sitting there and dying slowly. So you ended up with piles and piles and piles of babies and eggs and stuff overflowing and flooding and filling things up. That doesn't happen anymore. Babies are destroyed if they're not claimed, and breeding is automatically turned off after 24 hours. The fix for gestation is put them on wander, and that's a stasis problem with S Plus that we can't fix. Can I make unclaimed? No, I can't make unclaimed babies starve faster. I would.
We'll have to
Okay,
make
but I
all
can't.
babies starve faster.
Yeah. Well, Kate, you're going to have to take that up with Orion Sun and S Plus, because this is nothing to do with anything we have control over. We kill babies, and we turn off mating. That is it. There is no, mystical thing happening in the background that we've secretly changed here. This is all standard ARC behaviour when working with mods and dinos that are not in the dev kit that mods don't know how to interact with.
Quote Dark Jester 2021, we kill babies and turn off mating.
Can you turn on friendly fire so that RCs are useful? Yes, I could turn on friendly fire.
Should we put that in suggestions and put a vote on that one?
Yeah, I think that's a vote. However, what I would suggest is instead of asking me to turn on friendly fire, you file a bug report with wildcard, as I suggested in support, to highlight the issue to them and say you're not happy about it not working. I filed bug reports for the not being able to harvest the seeds and not being able to use the phase pistol to heal. I don't know what's harmful about friendly fire not being turned on, to be honest. If you're in a fight and somebody breathes fire from their dragon and cook their tribe mates, they will be very peeved off about that. Or the AoE attack on a Giga or an Indon Rex accidentally bites your tribe mate and kills his favourite tame. We are not refunding that. We don't have the time to support everybody coming to us saying, oh, I accidentally chomped my favourite dino, can I have it back please?
They can't friendly fire tames, no, but they can friendly fire players. So when you're all crunched into the middle of a boss trying to, eat something with 20 Rexes, you could quite easily get killed.
Yeah.
Flying into your fire on a wyvern is a well-known thing. I've done it myself. There's quite a few situations where that could be harmful. So I think that's a vote.
Well, in fact, I'm kind of inclined not to say it's not a vote, because the number of support requests we'll get coming in for I accidentally killed XYZ is going to be too much.
Yeah, I'd agree with that one.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on, because I think that's kind of covered all of that off. Dino Overhaul X, I really want more thoughts in the dojo for the map that we use and how many people would want to play it. To be clear here on this one, I don't really want to hear from people who say, I don't want to play it because of X, Y, and Z. This is something that has been requested for endgame players to provide content to them that is above and beyond the challenge that Arc provides. So it only appeals to a certain kind of player, and all I want to know is who would play it. I suggest playing it as a team or as a group, because progression is, well, give you an example. The toughest creature in Arc is called an Apex Predator. The easiest creature in Docks is called Apex, and it goes up from there. Any tames you could possibly breed in vanilla Arc are useless to you in Docks. They will just get obliterated. They do exist, but they're useless. It has a completely different progression system. The evolution of the tames on the map kind of changes as you level up. So dino wipes at most would be once a week, because if you wiped every 24 hours, then the spawns and the variety of the spawns that you'd be seeing around wouldn't be sufficient. It has its own gear, it has its own tools, it has its own construction materials, and it is a survival game. There's no question about it. So, yep, somebody's kindly posted the link in chat. What I want to know is, out of the maps that it's approved to work on, which one would be everyone's preferred map? And I need to get an idea of some numbers for people who'd be interested in playing on it. And yeah, I highly recommend groups of people. Yeah, it is the ascension from Genesis 2 to Docks. It's the next step of the Arc evolution, shall we put it that way?
I'll put a couple of options with reactions in events, and you guys can react with that if you want to play and where you want to play on that one as well.
I think it's just the map list, and see who wants to see which maps are voted for, and that gives us the numbers of who wants to play anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen solo plays through net, and duos would be more than enough, but you've got to be prepared. It's like your first time ever playing Ark. Kind of when you walked into the jungle, went, what the fuck is that? And a dilo tears your face off before you've even realised what's happened. It gives you that back again. So you're on the lookout, you're walking around, a manticore flies overhead, you're probably in deep shit and going to die. It's not like, oh, there goes another manticore, oh, there's a trike, whatever. It's yeah, okay. The docks, flyers don't make you safe. It doesn't work like that. You have a flyer, you are just as likely to get eaten as you are if you don't. In fact, I saw people surviving on foot better than they did in the air. But anyway, and if you're going to play docks, don't be afraid to die. It's going to... I mean, the description says it will make you quit. Moving on swiftly. Dino Tracker and Corpse Recovery. Plugins for Arc. we're trying to move away from as many mods as possible, make everything server-side so it reduces your load times and just kind of makes for a whole slicker experience. The Dino Tracker plugin I will put in. We'll run the two side by side for a while, make sure there's nothing, massively wrong with it or puts people off, but it's already being used on a number of major servers, and really it's kind of the way to go. With the corpse recovery piece, we're going to switch away from the gravestones as well, because corpse recovery will be available for the supporters. They will have the same usage that they've got now, but instead of making gravestones, you'll use your currency to buy tokens for corpse recovery. So you just buy 10 tokens, and you'll be able to use those tokens to recover corpses as the supporters are able to recover them. Like full corpse recovery, boom, straight to your inventory, re-equip all your armor, everything. So that will be work on a token system. So that means we can kill off 2 mods in one go and move on with that. Some more questions. Okay, but since whatever you bring to docks is utterly useless, isn't it? Yes, it is utterly useless. To be honest, looking at what I've seen from DocsK is levels don't really make too much of a difference. Your progression is mainly locked behind the armor sets that you can collect. The only thing that would make a difference is your level being able to unlock the higher level engrams. So let's have some discussion about that in the dojo, but before people do discuss it, they need to fully understand it. So progression through docs is primarily based around gear, equipment, and the tames that you're getting, or the eggs that you've discovered and managed to acquire. So having 600 health versus 1000 health isn't going to save you. Pop this kind of discussion, pop it over to the dojo, and so we don't lose it in the general chit chat that happens in general. But yeah, we've got lots of thoughts about it, but we want to get it out there fairly soon. Given that we've had one tribe now knock out the alpha boss on Gen 2, we want to make sure that we've got content to keep everybody going. Yeah, mainly not skip through the engrams. That's kind of the point. So we'll have some thoughts about that, whether it goes on the cluster or is a separate map or that kind of thing. But anyway, moving on. I think we're done with ARC. Sorry about the sidetrack earlier. It's just, yeah, the whole breeding thing. It's very simple. It's just like we switch it off after a certain amount of time, and we kill babies that are not claimed. That's all we're doing to keep performance under control, so that we don't have loads of unclaimed dinos filling up the map when somebody leaves the map and leaves all their shit on breeding, just spams the place. I'll look at increasing the range on the soul terminals. See what we can do there. However, until we're fully confident that we have the performance issues on Genesis under control, I'm not going to expand the use of soul terminals for claiming babies. We will do it, but once I get all of it under control. So, moving on.
Hey, thanks DJ. Nice short one for ARC today, 25 minutes later. Nani, Minecraft, go.
Okay, first thing I want to touch on is the Ergast in Twilight Forest. It has been fixed. It's still going to despawn on you if you try and fight it. There's nothing we can do about it. I've tested the fix. You should get your loot from the Ergast from the Twilight achievement. If anybody is in the chat at the moment who is au fait with Minecraft and can tell me exactly where this is in your quest book, that would be really, really helpful. But it's the Twilight achievement. The very first step will give you the Fiery Tears and the Ergast trophy. If there's anybody that's managed to skip this already or got in before the fix, then put me something in support and we'll get your missing items delivered as soon as possible. First month support rewards are on the way, so enjoy your chunk loaders, claim blocks, that sort of stuff. That went without a hitch, really. Thank you to Char for some assistance there. Welcome to Toxic Gamer 247 and Macro YMYT, who are first 2 players for the Skyblock server. Don't forget that's there, guys. It's a different play experience. Go have a look. Keep feedback coming. All aspects. We want to hear what players want to see, think of what's gone on so far. I would like to get some sort of focus group going for Minecraft. More about that in the announcements coming up. But I'd like to hear way more from the Minecraft players. Briefly back to Tom then.
Thank you very much. Quick thing for you, Nani,
7
before
days
you
lost.
disappear.
Okay, I'm not disappearing.
Supporter perks cover both Minecraft servers, don't they?
Correct.
Yeah, so if you support us for Minecraft, you support us for all of Minecraft, guys, so don't forget that one if you're worried about that. Excellent. On to 7 Days to Die in that case. We have started Season 4, finally. It's here. We've got amazing prizes to be won this month, including an Amazon tablet, an Echo Dot, and one of our glorious Alice t-shirts. To be honest, I'm thinking I might buy one of those now. I've been saying it for weeks, I think I might actually go and do it. We're using... Go ahead.
I actually want to get some more designs on the store for some of the other logos and cool avatars that we've got now. I don't know if you've noticed, but we've all the Purple Ninjas at Wicked Ninja Games now have custom Discord avatars that represent their characters. Pretty cool.
That we do, yeah. I think we should get one for Sandy as well. I think we should bug our graphic designer and get one for Sandy ASAP with a hat. That would be awesome.
So, anyway, totally distracted you from the cool stuff going on.
That's just your job tonight, isn't it? You just sidetrack everything. Anyway, CSMM has been deployed, guys. So those of you who don't know, CSMM is our brand new server manager. It's also the thing that runs our online shop and all of our in-game rewards, that kind of stuff. So that's now deployed. It's working absolutely fine. Everything's brilliant. We've had to change some of the commands for the server, so there is a brand new update on the commands page of the website. I'll link that in general for you guys in a second. Oh, and if Nani could do that, would be brilliant while he's not talking. As I mentioned, the new online shop is available, so essentially you buy things on the online store and just hit /claim in game, and that will give you all the things you bought from the store, which is really brilliant. So the power's now in, which is phenomenal. Thank you, Nani, for that link. So you can now craft solar panels rather than generators to use in game. If you guys want a greener source of power, they're not quite as effective, or what's them after? They don't give out as much power as gas generators, but they're not using gas. So what do you expect on that one? Excellent. Nani, back over to you, I believe.
Okay, I was getting myself distracted there. Okay, back to 7 days. You've done the solar power. Anyway, right, okay, onwards. Thank you to Mr. Carroll for feedback on a lot of things yesterday. We had a really cool chat, which, if I remember earlier on, I was talking about a Minecraft focus group. Like to get the same thing going for 7 days at some point. So again, any information you've got about how the server's doing, things you would like to see, things you don't want to see, all information is good information. I think that finishes off 7 days, and Rust?
Yes.
Yeah, Rust is back on the radar. Nothing solid right this very second, but it is back on the radar of things to be developed, so more information on Rust soon. I think that's pretty it now.
Soon TM. Yeah, there's a couple more things to cover, guys. Again, a massive thank you to all of our supporters at the minute. We have put out a post a couple of days ago with every single one of you in it, and oh my god, the support is amazing. Thank you guys so much. Like, we wouldn't be able to do this without you, and everything helps us to do things from running the servers to building new plugins for you guys, building new mods. All that kind of stuff just goes straight back into the server and helping the community grow and that kind of thing. So it's excellent to see how many of you guys like what we do and you know, want to help us to keep doing it as well, which is excellent. We've currently at 565 members as well, so the community is growing so quickly. And thank you guys for making that happen so fast as well. On that note, we did a little thing a little while back called our WNG supporter giveaway. So essentially for each of our games we give away a supporter pack for a month to a person who we think has helped the server out loads, who's been really active, and who we think essentially deserves to have a supporter pack for a month. So for this month, and I'm terribly sorry if I pronounce names wrong here, for Ark we have Vyram, who's going to be receiving a PM from me quite soon on how to get that set up for themselves. 7 days today we've got Boomstick Bob, who's not been particularly active this month, but was really active last month, and I think could do with a bit of a boost on that one. And for Minecraft we've got Ellis Mera, who's in the chat with us now at Chelonian in game. So thank you very much to you guys. I hope you enjoy your July of supporter ranks, and I'll message you soon to get those sorted with you as well. Excellent. DJ Nani, have we got any questions before we end?
I was just having a browse through the dojo. Doesn't look like there's anything there.
Sandy, have you got anything to add while you're on, or?
I am gonna work with that for the hero with the kill on the Rock and Prime, but the dermis things are not.
We'll have a chat with Wildcard about that, see if we can. Very good.
Yeah, we can do that. It's
We'll find a way to get that in the Hall of Heroes, won't we?
Yeah. I tried on a Rockwave tentacle, the tentacle was in the air.
Ah, never good. I suppose the head will be off the ground a bit underneath, won't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it looked hilarious.
Brilliant. We've got some big changes coming to the Hall of Heroes as well, guys, pretty soon. So keep an eye out on that. For those of you who don't know, it's on Ragnarok. It's in the southwest corner of the map. We'll get you some coordinates shortly for that as well if you want to go visit it. But it's right next to the trading post on Ragnarok, so you'll be able to have a look there as well. Brilliant.
Just for those of you who are not aware, the Hall of Heroes is where Sandy builds, should we say, monuments to the success of tribes on the cluster. So first kills, good achievements, and also shows off people's supporter status. It's well worth a visit. It looks really cool, and it's come a long way since it was first built. But yeah, it's brilliant. Love it.
And just for DJ's ego, you've got 20-foot statues of all of the admins and moderators as well, so you can come and have a closer look at us when we're not here.
Yeah.
Which is always good. Brilliant. Remember to catch a beer when you're there as well, guys. It is... Oh, it's beautiful.
There's a lot of tables. Just sit down and drink.
Artie, yes, everything is always a work in progress. He's not here, but he'll catch it on the recording. Oh, yes, here. Yeah, nothing ever ends. It's always ongoing. We're always changing things and improving things, and hopefully making it better for you guys based on your feedback, which is always nice. Brilliant. Well, guys, we've taken about 35 minutes of your time, so we're going to let you go. Have a wonderful week. We'll catch you next week. And for those of you who know friends who missed this, it's going to be on SoundCloud in about an hour's time, I think. So I'll be able to grab a link for that. So have a great week, guys.
You.
Bye.